Dear brothers and sisters of South Africa, as we all undergo the struggle, pain, and suffering of COVID-19, the government had to make an extremely difficult decision to borrow money on behalf of all of us to support our country through this extremely desperate time. For the benefit of those that don't really understand the consequences of global borrowing, I thought I should share a simple understanding of how things work, and also how we as a nation can make a difference in this extremely challenging time. Please note that all of the stimulus provided by the government during these times comes at a great cost to every one of us, especially our future generations. I just want to point out that this is not free money. It is money that has been borrowed from global lenders such as the World Bank, the IMF, and others. And like any other loan, interest on these loans is charged. And the loans come with strict conditions. You can't imagine the interest on 500 billion rand. In other words, if we default on our loans, the consequences will be dire, to the point that the global lenders can own us and can dictate the terms of our country and our lives. The lenders get rich, or the rich get richer, and the poor gets poorer. One media source says that the interest rate on these loans is at 1%, and the conditions of these loans will not impact on the ruling of our country. Look at some of the debt-riddled countries, especially in Africa. They've amassed so much of debt through borrowing, and with failed economies, it is almost impossible to rebuild these countries with such a heavy debt burden. Every rand paid in interest on these loans is a rand lost to our economy, and we are talking billions of rands in interest. So when it comes to paying back these loans, every one of us in some way have benefited from these loans, and therefore it is our joint responsibility to pay it back as soon as possible to avoid the billions of rands lost in interest. And the best possible way is to pull the poor out of poverty so that they can become contributors to our economy. In other words, we invest in our people and the government invests in creating jobs. If we don't make the effort now, it just gets harder. I therefore make an urgent appeal to everyone in South Africa to please help to repay back our loans, not to the lenders or to the government, but towards the growth of our people and the economy. Our contributions into our communities and the wider society, in parallel with the government's contributions, will help to grow the economy, which means that there is more money in the economy to pay back our loans. The longer we take to pay back our loans, the worse off our future generations will be, as they will need to pay back all of the money that we have already spent. A very, very unfortunate way to hand over to our future generations. This is where smart community investment comes into play. We all know that charity is a massive global industry, and over time it has become top heavy, which means that only a small percentage of monies actually benefit the poor and needy. And to keep this industry sustainable, there has to be poverty in the world. I am not implying anything. I'm just saying it the way I see the world. So therefore, please make intelligent charity contributions to organizations that have a proven record of sustainable community investment. The poor and needy must be encouraged to participate in pulling themselves out of poverty. In other words, there must be a return back into the economy for every rand that we all give to charity. Seek out those charities that are genuine, with a simple business model but effective, and have nation building as their focus and priority. If we can turn our nation into intelligent givers, we will definitely grow and prosper as a nation. The more people we pull out of poverty, higher are the chances of reducing crime as well. The poor and needy must belong and be made members of participative development programs or organizations with a major focus on youth. We must ensure that children are educated and the unemployed have the necessary skills, which is the key to growth and prosperity. But more important than education and skills is life skills and character development through values-based training, learning, and living. And in time, they will all become positive contributors to society and the economy. And together with the empowered, we can all put pressure on the government to get things right. Again, I appeal to every one of you to please get out and support participative development programs. We have to start paying our debt back now. Every day we waste, we pay interest. Let this be the new motivation for all of us. I would like to conclude with a phrase on life. When money is lost, nothing is lost. When education is lost, something is lost. But when character is lost, everything is lost. Thank you, and God bless South Africa.